Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Martin Y, an aerospace engineer living in Massachusetts, US, and today I'm gonna show you how to install your favorite engineering software in MacBook M1. Now, if you're an engineer, whether aerospace, mechanical, or even software engineer, you may had problems in the past installing softwares in your MacBook. And now, the things are getting even more complicated with the new M1 chip because most of the applications out there are really not compatible with this chip. Well, I thought the same and I actually bought the MacBook Air M1, so I took a big risk. But now I will show you that it is actually not that hard to install all the engineering softwares, or at least the most popular ones, in your MacBook. So here I'm gonna list the softwares that I will install today with the time of the video that I will actually install them. So please feel free to skip to the software that you want to check out and you're thinking to use once you buy your MacBook M1. So before starting with the Matlab installation, I just want to mention that there are some softwares, for example SolidWorks, that have no version compatible to any MacBook. And I'm not a magician and I cannot rewrite the software by myself, but I will show you a very simple way that you can run Windows on your Mac and actually use SolidWorks there. It is very simple. So let's cut the unnecessary talking and just start with the Matlab. I'm installing the free trial of Matlab, but if you're using it and if you have paid version, you can simply install the version that is suitable for you. So I will install the basic Matlab with Matlab Essentials. I will actually provide this link in the description so you can use it and refer to it once doing your installations. Then you can see the softwares that are actually going to be installed in your Mac and select continue. Okay, so once you do this, you will be prompted to this window. You can see here my email address, my license, and blah blah blah. Then you can choose the version of Matlab, of the newest Matlab that you would like to install, and I will select macOS here, select allow, and now simply the Matlab will start downloading. So the initial file of Matlab is about 200 megabytes, so it will be downloaded quite fast. Okay, here we go. You have your installer here. Just double click it, then press open, and then you will be asked to write your password. So I'm simply going to write my MacBook password, and then the installation of Matlab will simply start. You can see that the version we are currently using is 2020B, which is the newest Matlab version at the moment I'm filming that video. Accept the license agreement and press next here. Then you will see the versions that you can install. So for now I have license for the free trials of all the Matlab softwares. And I will press next here and then simply install Matlab in your applications folder. So select next here and then you will get a bit of loading until Matlab starts installing to your computer. Then you can choose the packages that you would like to install. I will actually choose all the packages because I just want to try everything out for you guys so you're sure that everything works properly on this M1 chip. So I'll press next here. I will not share my information with MathWorks at the moment because this is just for informational aim, so I can inform you. And I will remove this here and then simply begin the installation. You can see that everything works fine for now. We don't get any problems. There are not any scary things about incompatibility with the M1 chip. But let's first see how Matlab is going to work once installed in our MacBook. Now, once the installation is complete, you will get this message here. So once I have this page, I will close this here and let's run our Matlab. So you can see now that Matlab is actually running quite fine. I don't see any issues with it. Let's run Simulink here. So I will select Simulink and let's see if it's gonna prompt a new window where you can use your Simulink modules. So now we're about 1 minute in starting Simulink. It doesn't start yet, so I would say it's a bit slower than I expected, but now it's creating a model. So let's see basically what happens. Okay, it actually runs fine. You can see here the Simulink module, the data inspector, the logic analyzer. I don't see any issues with Matlab or Simulink. So that's it, guys. Matlab works on the M1 chip for sure, and you've seen how I tested it. So if you need to install it, this is the right way. And the installation took exactly 30 minutes since I started recording. Now they passed exactly 30 minutes for the installation, so this is the usual time that you would need if you have my internet connection and MacBook Air M1. Now the next thing we will try is to run AutoCad the free trial as well, because I don't want obviously to buy it, otherwise the budget for this video needs to be too high. Now let's download AutoCAD. So simply write in Google AutoCAD for Mac, then select the first link here and download the free trial or the paid version if you have access to it. So I will download AutoCAD for Mac. Press next here and you can see that it's available for Mac, so press next, student or teacher in my case. Then go down here for AutoCAD for Mac and select get started. Then if you don't have an account, just create one. I just made up a company so I can download actually the AutoCAD, the free trial for 1 month, and I can show you if it can be installed in your Mac. So the initial file is about 800 to 900 megabytes depending on when you are going to download it. At this time is 850 megabytes. So once the file is downloaded, just select it, then you will be prompted to this window here. Here select install AutoCAD. And once you select this file here, the installation will actually begin to your Mac. Then you will see this window preparing installation and the installation will simply start. Now you will be asked to write your password. I'll write mine. Then accept the agreement and press next here. Choose where to install, so install it in your hard disk. Select next. And now AutoCAD started installing in your computer. So obviously this will take some time, and while obviously you're going to see this for 1 second, I will just try to do some nice stuff in order to use my time. So the installation was quite fast. It actually didn't take more than 5 minutes, to be honest. So let's press start here. Then the program will ask you to access your documents folder. Press OK. So I selected enter serial number. I will press I agree here. And you can see that my free trial started for 30 days. So press run here and your AutoCAD now will be able to start. Then I don't want to see at the moment these videos, I just want to check if AutoCAD is working properly. And let's just open a simple project and see how it works. And now you can actually see that AutoCAD is basically completely working on your Mac. You get all the options here and this is the newest version, so you get the best performance. Let's check the activity monitor and you can even see that it doesn't require that much energy from your computer. Let's see how much memory it requires. Actually not that much. So yes, I mean guys, AutoCAD is working fine. So if you're using AutoCAD and you want to purchase MacBook M1, please feel free to purchase it because you will be able to use it on your Mac for sure. Now the next two apps that I'm going to install are ANSYS and SolidWorks. But you must know that these apps are not working on Mac for sure. They are not written to be used on Mac, so for that reason you will need a Windows installed in your Mac, and yes, you can do that even with the M1 chip with a program called Parallels. And actually next week I'm going to make a video about how to install Parallels in your MacBook. It is quite simple, you can do it easily and it always works. So I have Parallels here and I will simply select it and you can see that it prompts me to a Windows representation of my Mac system. So here you are going to be able to install everything that is not running on the M1 chip and on MacBook. So obviously here we're getting the Microsoft Edge browser and I will simply use it for these installations. Now the next software that I will download is actually the ANSYS Fluent, and simply write in Google ANSYS Fluent download, and here I will download obviously the student version. You can easily download it with the student license, so I will simply press here student license and I will download ANSYS Student 2021 for students. So now press open here and ANSYS will actually start downloading inside your computer, and you can see that even the tab is the Windows tab for installation. So now the software is already installed and I'll open the package here. So just press OK here, yes, and then simply go down and run ANSYS, and let's install it and see if it runs actually for the Mac. So we're getting this window, just agree with the agreement here. Press next, then next once again, and now ANSYS starts to install inside my computer. So just to mention once again, here we're using still a virtual Windows machine in order to run ANSYS on our computer because it usually doesn't run on Mac. So the installation is ready and let's run it. Press allow access here and you can see that actually now ANSYS is completely running on our computer without any problem. So you can see the menu and basically all the tools that you need in order to use ANSYS on your Mac. Again, don't expect here ANSYS to run on full performance, since you're running it on virtual machine which uses only part of the processors on your computer, so you cannot take the full power. Now, the next thing I tried to actually install was SolidWorks, and for that reason I had actually an old copy of SolidWorks because they don't allow you to download a trial version on your computer. So for that reason I tried to install daemon tools inside my Windows virtual machine in order to run my copy of SolidWorks. And for that reason the only way for you to start a free trial of SolidWorks is by simply running it online from this website here. So go to SolidWorks website and run the online free trial. So this is the only way to start SolidWorks without having a license at the moment, which is actually something that I don't like too much. So you can see that now SolidWorks is loading, the online version is actually loading on our virtual machine, and I'm pretty sure that you can even use it from your initial Mac machine and run it online as well. But you're not able to install it in your Mac, unfortunately, and this is because I don't have at the moment an original version that I can install. But you can see online is working, and let's check actually if it is laggy. Actually, once I move around SolidWorks now, it's actually quite laggy online, and I don't think it works very well. So let's press SolidWorks 2021 here and see what happens. But even when you scroll around, it is really not working as expected, and maybe because this is the online version. So let's run an example engine here and see if it's gonna work fine. So you can see that something is loading and you cannot do a proper input on SolidWorks. So I would say that at the moment I cannot prove that SolidWorks works properly on your Mac. Just bear in mind that even in the previous MacBooks, without having the M1 chip, SolidWorks was not working because this program is written for Windows. So obviously here you cannot basically do anything, and in that case I cannot install SolidWorks on this computer, which is quite sad. However, online I found a video how you can actually install SolidWorks having the parallel software, so running Windows on your Mac. So since Windows is running on this particular MacBook, this means that following that video and having original version of SolidWorks can actually allow you to use SolidWorks on your Mac. Just bear in mind that also here the SolidWorks will not work on its full performance because it's not written for any Mac, neither having the M1 chip nor having the Intel chip. So bear this in mind. If you are planning to use SolidWorks on MacBook, please know that you will not use the full performance of your MacBook M1, which is very important to know. So I will put this video in the description if you want to see how to install a paid version of SolidWorks in your computer. But there is pretty much nothing else you can do about this right here. So guys, really thank you very much for watching this video. Just to sum up, you're able to install AutoCAD and Matlab directly on your Mac without any problems when you have the M1 chip. For SolidWorks and for ANSYS, you need to install the parallel software, which basically runs Windows on your Mac. And yes, you can run Windows on the M1 chip at the moment, that is completely fine and works properly, but bear in mind that using Windows on your MacBook in a virtual machine will not use the full power of the M1 chip, so your applications could be a little bit more laggy and slower. You should expect that, and especially when you're doing simulations. In general, the M1 chip is not the reason why some applications are not running on this Mac. Some applications are simply not written neither for the M1 chip nor for any other MacBook, and for that reason you cannot get their full power on this particular computer. So that was it guys, thank you very much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video and it may help you to make your choice whether you want to buy MacBook M1 or not. Obviously it really took me a lot of time to make this video, so please make sure that you like the video and subscribe this channel, because in the next month I will upload more videos about the programs that are running properly and are not running properly on this MacBook M1. Thanks for watching.